Hi, I'm Faraz Khan from MyTrack Recruitment, and welcome to Season 3 of the Low Code podcast. Low code is the future of software development, but what is low code without its developers? So this season, I will be speaking to all levels of developers across the globe who have taken the career choice of working with low code platforms. With this podcast, our aim is to help grow the low code developer community by inspiring others to follow the same path as our guests. There is a severe shortage of resources in this area, and we are looking to help bridge that gap by raising interest and awareness amongst developers to look at this exciting technology. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Code podcast. Today, my guest is Márcio Carvalho from Portugal, but living in the UK now. How are you, Márcio?
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you. And
That's
you?
good. Yeah, good. Thank you. Can't complain. We've got some good weather in the UK right now.
Really hot.
It must remind you of Portugal, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those times that I also working remotely and I was at home and really hot, and you needed to open all the windows.
Yeah. I think some people are even working in the garden these days.
There was.
I've got like a mini desk fan on over here, kind of keeping me cool.
Yeah, I need to buy one of those.
So thanks for agreeing to be a guest on the podcast. You're obviously, an OutSystems front-end guy who, and our first front-end person we're speaking to. So it's good to kind of have someone who's not on the back-end side and discuss a different perspective of OutSystems. So we like to kind of start off with talking, if you kind of want to give a little introduction about yourself and your background.
Yeah, sure. So my background was like that typical guy that went to a bachelor. I think that I can call it like that. A bachelor in computer science. At least it's not the typical, but person that goes to the bachelor computer science learns all kind of languages, and then when you finish, I went to a professional internship that in Portugal, what we after leaving, there is that opportunity or go to a company directly, and I didn't know what to do, and I went to the professional internship anyways. It was really close to my home, and I took that chance, and I started to learn. I'm from Portugal. I am my city where I was born was Coimbra, Lausanne, and of course I will continue my path if anything about what you want to ask.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you said you did an internship, you weren't sure kind of what direction you wanted to go in. Whilst you were studying, was there any kind of modules where you thought, I quite like that, or you were more just like still not sure?
Yeah, it was both.
Okay.
I went to really specific branch, I think, branch or area. It was more about data, information systems information, and I really like that. Also, it was easy because there was other branches. It was more about development, application development, security, and then there was systems information, and I really liked that. So when I left, I still didn't know, because it was just a specific area that I was studying, and that's why I still didn't knew what to do. Yeah.
And then when you obviously started your internship, what kind of technologies were you working with?
C#, SQL, PHP, HTML, CSS. I think those. I don't know if I can call it technologies.
Fine.
And that was it. C#, ASP.NET, MVC, and
So how did you come across OutSystems? Were you like did your passion for front end come first or OutSystems?
It was front end.
Front end. Okay. So tell me about that? How did that come around?
It is really funny.
Yeah.
It for me. So when I leave my professional internship, I didn't stay in the company because I want something more front end. Yeah, and when I was like seeing job applications and I was applying, I always wanted to say that I wanted to be front end.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to lose the opportunity to work, and because I think if you say just front end, if you are like closing your opportunities of having a job,
Yeah.
of course you will not get so many offers.
Yeah.
And I was saying front end and also full stack.
Okay.
And there was a company in Lisbon that contacted me, and I was always saying I wanted front end and what the experiences that I had, and I didn't know that I was going to. It was my first experience in OutSystems,
Okay.
and I in all the interviews, I think it was on the last one. I think so that they talk about the OutSystems, and I think I never heard about it. I think so. And but I think I don't know why, but I think I did my first account, I think a little 1 month before, I think so, or when they talk about that. And I didn't know what was about. It was very very strange, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I didn't know that I was going to work at OutSystems, and it was more about front end. And
Yeah.
then yeah, it was a company just front end
That's
specific.
high interactive, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really a surprise. It was
Yeah.
something new, really
Yeah.
new and special. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, really good.
Mm.
I think that's the one of the reasons that people stay, I think, in the company,
Yeah.
when they feel good.
Mm.
And yeah, and they gave me a plan, and of course, step by step, doing the courses on
Yeah.
OutSystems. I started with traditional, and yeah, and then, but it was, of course, very. I needed to know all the little details, all the things that, for example, even for databases, or even for what was a container,
Yeah.
anything, because of course that would be important for
Yeah.
I could use when doing front end on OutSystems. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. It's that, you kind of
Didn't know.
you didn't know. Yeah. 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 So from there, obviously, you decided to move to the UK. How did that come around? What kind of pushed you to do that?
uh, of course, when I leave, it was like 1 year and 3 months after
Yeah.
joining the interactive. And then my girlfriend was looking for opportunities in
Mm.
Portugal to learn and to finish her studies, and it was very difficult. And when that was one of the principal reasons. And of course, we talked and we say yes, because it was something good for her and something
Yeah.
good for me, because more opportunities,
Yeah.
more I don't know, being with another culture, I think I
Yeah.
can
Of
call
course.
it,
Yeah.
of course. And yeah, and that was the reasons, her and also me,
Trying
because
something different.
yeah,
Yeah.
I also wanted, I think, because if I didn't want to go, of course I would stay in Portugal.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think I can say that, of course, learning about culture, language, all people think, of course, in another company
Yeah.
culture. And yeah, yeah.
You get to learn the English culture.
Yeah. I don't know. Of course, I work more remotely
Yeah, of
because,
course.
and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to practice more my English, but and also learn the accent. I
Yeah.
think it's really,
I think if
really,
you want to learn it, all you need to do is go to your local pub.
yeah,
Get to your local pub, you'll be well trained
yeah,
after
yeah,
watching one game of football.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Great. And yeah, obviously then you came to the UK, you've been working here now. How have you kind of found the transition, living abroad, working, how do you think the kind of the move's gone for you?
Um, so we got lucky, I think I can call it, because my girlfriend had family here,
Mm,
so it was more an on-board, a better experience of the experience
yeah.
coming to the country. We stay like 1 month, two almost, and then what was very, very difficult was because we had cats,
Mm,
and that was the worst experience, because if you want to find a home,
yeah.
90%, 80%, I will be a good guy. 80% of the landlords or
Yeah.
homes doesn't accept
You,
cats.
you want to do you want a tip
Yeah,
from someone who has cats? Just don't
yeah.
tell them. Just don't tell them.
I I want to tell you, but it's not about the podcast. But
Yeah, of course, of course, of
um,
course.
we saw the home that we stay
Mm,
even today, and they never talked about cats, and
yeah.
the publication didn't say anything about cats. But in the last moment in the contract, it was saying, okay,
Ah,
we
no.
don't accept cats, and
Yeah.
we say we will not say anything.
Yeah, yeah,
And
good. Yeah. That's the best way. That's the best way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's a good tip for all the people
Yes,
that, yeah,
yes, yes. Never say you got pets.
yeah,
Never
yeah,
say you've
yeah,
got
yeah,
pets.
yeah.
So, in regards to obviously, so you've been working with OutSystems now over 2 years, 2 to 3 years now.
Yeah, it's going to
Yeah,
my 3 years in
yeah.
December.
And in that time, obviously, for someone you know who hasn't got that much experience, well, you do now, but you got the champion badge quite early. How did that kind of come around for you, and what did you give back to get that?
Okay, so when I started to work more in the work in
Mm,
the community, I didn't know anything about those titles.
yeah,
So I just wanted to participate.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I want to call it. Participate in the community, giving something. I don't know, because I had a profile like in LinkedIn,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
course you want to, of course, show
Yes,
your work, and
yeah,
also contribute
yeah,
for something. And then I started to give that, and to answer people, and also of course I started to want to build components. Right now I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have so many components. I have a lot of ideas, but of
Mm.
course the time is
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah, of course,
short.
yeah, yeah, of course,
And I already have some four, three, because the for one, it was for an article
yeah,
that I wanted to do. And those one was one of those two, the building components and answering in the community, was what I give back to be and be accepted as
yeah.
a champion. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
And I applied like I started to, I didn't know, so I already said I started to look for search, because I don't know where I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, that talked me about champion
Mm.
titles, and the badge, and all the perks.
Mm.
And I saw, I started looking for, and yeah, I found it. And then I say, why not? Let's see. I
Yeah.
knew that I had a weak profile,
Yeah.
but even I don't know if it was the way that I spoke in an interview, or
Mm.
the what I wanted to do. I think it's everything. It's important. Of course, why you want to do that. Because if you just want to do
If you
something,
just want a
just
fancy badge on LinkedIn, then
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Of course, people can see that,
Yeah,
can
of course,
see
yeah.
why you are applying. Of course,
Yeah.
you are applying, but in the next months you are not going to care
Active,
about.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think yeah, that was really important, and yeah, that was my start as a champion. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
And obviously, you graduated. You have obviously other friends who graduated. Obviously, it's quite surprising. You were living in Portugal and you hadn't really heard about systems. But did you kind of have any friends from university who kind of said, what's this OutSystems and
That's funny because I think it was at the same time, and I think we were. I don't know if we were one of the first in OutSystems. I think not, because
yeah,
OutSystems is really
yeah,
it doesn't have 5 years.
yeah, yeah,
And a friend, I think it was at the same time, but a friend of mine started to. It was in Oasis,
yeah.
started to work there as an internship in an internship, and even it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months after I started in OutSystems, that I saw him like applying for no, I saw his LinkedIn profile and I saw OutSystems, and now and I never saw anyone from my school
Yeah, yeah,
in university.
yeah.
And then I think it was like 1 year ago or a little more that I started to see a lot of people
Moving
going,
over.
yeah, towards it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's great. That's
yeah,
good. That's good.
yeah.
And in regards to, obviously, we find in our systems, but it's the market for front end guys is very small compared
Mm.
to just our systems developers. Why do you think that is? Why do you think kind of there's a less demand for front end?
I don't. Of course, I have my own perspective, but I don't know if it's because there is no such like really focus on the front end,
Mm.
or if there is like specific companies that does that work,
Yeah,
or I think it's more the second choice.
yeah,
And because of course, if a company doesn't want to it's not looking for or doesn't know what is the opportunities that they will have having a front-end developer, um, of course they will not choose a contract
sure,
front-end.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think they prefer to hire like a company to do their work instead of I think it's like I think the market is like still a little short comparing
mm.
all the developers in other technologies.
Yeah,
And but yeah, but of course it was difficult because when I moved to UK, I tried to look for, and
yeah.
it was very difficult, or even I didn't find anything.
Yeah, I remember. I
Uh,
remember when we spoke. I think it was 1 month before you were gonna arrive,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
was literally you were the only front end guy I knew. You know, I didn't have
Yeah,
the jobs, but I knew you. That was about it. So
yeah.
um, but I think the demand is definitely coming up. Obviously, it's good that OutSystems have a certification as well that's come out
Mhm.
for that. You must have been happy for that release.
Yeah, it was very, very, very cool.
Yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah,
imagine. That's the badge you want, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Uh, and I can say one more thing is that nowadays there is a lot of demand in front end. I don't know if you know,
Yes,
but there
yes,
is a lot of demand comparing like 2 years ago or one
yeah,
year ago. Yeah,
yeah.
there is
I
a
think
lot.
we're finding is compared to when me and you spoke, for example, you were a front end guy and we didn't have any opportunities. Where now we've got opportunities, but there's not enough front end guys around. So
Yeah,
the tables are turning a little bit
yeah, yeah, yeah.
on that side. But slowly, hopefully, it balances out. More people will show an interest, um, and kind of maybe go towards that direction,
Yeah.
which is great. in your kind of experience, the last few years, have you ever just thought of maybe, looking at other front end technologies like, JavaScript technologies or anything like that to compare?
Uh, no.
No.
I put in my head like I want to stay without systems,
Yeah.
learn with, grow up without systems,
Mm.
and because I think it's like a really really good technology. It's not easy, of course. There is challenges, but as I started, like it's all going to make 3 years. Of course, I wanted to learn other technologies like React and of course more JavaScript.
Yeah.
But OutSystems already does all those things,
Yeah.
like from the behind. Of course, I remember I did a question on the forum, like when I started. It was about JavaScript. Yeah, it was, and I wanted to ask about about Java. It was really a question that OutSystems already was doing from behind.
Yeah.
I didn't need to do JavaScript,
Yeah.
and someone said, why do you need JavaScript when OutSystems already gives you that capabilities, like that option to use?
Yeah.
And yeah, uh, I, yeah, I want to continue OutSystems because I try React. I will be honest.
Yeah.
I tried
Yeah.
React. I really wanted to try, but of course, I was already in OutSystems, and I was doing. It was even before a project that I had in my masters,
Mm.
and it's like an whole other world.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a lot of things to learn. Of course, it needs practice. It needs like the person to be like really studying like is on that, because I think there will be a time that she or he will know how to
Mm.
work with React. But of course, that's why I wanted to do OutSystems, because already does everything.
Mm.
Of course, you will need JavaScript sometimes. Of course, if you are doing custom patterns, assets or components, or if you need something like that, OutSystems doesn't directly does that. That's why OutSystems gives you that opportunity to do. And yeah, that's the path that I want to take.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Great. And do you ever come across we find a lot of people will obviously, when you're working in technology, you obviously have a big network of people. Do you ever come across any people who kind of don't agree with low code and have a kind of opinion on low code?
Yeah, I already saw it. If I can remember, of course, there is a lot of people that says that low code. They don't want really low code because it doesn't do everything. I already saw even it was on the champions channel
Ah,
that
okay. Yeah.
one of the staff members share a link in the to go to the TikTok. There was a guy that was talking about the OutSystems or low code in
Yeah.
general, and it was OutSystems, so I think so. And there was a lot of comments of people saying a lot of things about low code, and they didn't agree about all the statistics that even Gartner,
Gartner, yeah.
yeah, even yeah. But
And
I don't see like direct. I don't kind of remember a really a comment, a really good constructive comment of someone saying his perspective of low code. Yeah.
yeah. And what would be kind of your message to those kind of people about low code who don't believe in it?
So I think what they have to first know is that all use cases are different for all different kinds of technologies, and if I'm going to OutSystems is really good for a lot of areas: banking, security, insurance, everything, all those kind of specific cases. And of course, it's all about use cases, and if of course if there are low code and traditional or I code technologies, and I code and traditional code, they are going to continue to exist, and
Yes.
of course, and I hope so, because uh, I think they are needed, and also local they are needed, because if we want to develop fast, and to continue to have, because those kind of use cases want those projects delivered fast
Yeah.
and with
Yeah.
quality, and yeah, I think I will like heard what you were saying, but in the same place, I wanted to know if you study, if you knew the advantages,
Yeah.
and I think it will be a good discussion. Yeah,
They should really use it before they make a comment about it.
yeah,
And make a
because
proper
I don't want,
comparison.
I don't want to do a comment of
Yeah.
something that I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Just
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. And you know,
yeah,
where a lot of people, they don't know it and they'll make a comment anyway, you know.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, we come across traditional developers all the time who we offer our systems roles to, and they say, no, you know, I'm not interested. It's not good for my career. But
yeah,
they don't look into it. They don't look into the market. They don't look into the projects and things like that. And like you said, low code and traditional code are here to stay. You know, both got their place. Um, I don't see one getting rid of the other. You know.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, one of the questions we like to ask is obviously, you know, it's a kind of final question. You know, you've now relocated to the UK. You know, what's your kind of future aspirations, goals? You know, things you're looking to achieve in the next few years for yourself.
Yeah. So the future goals is becoming a senior is my next goal in the company that I'm working now,
Yeah.
the Deloitte.
Yeah.
And the next, it's like kind of really I didn't want to say, like,
Yeah.
but I will say anyway.
Yeah.
Right now I'm a champion, but of course I think a champion always wants to
MVP.
go
Yeah.
MVP.
Well, I
It
think I don't know if there's any front end MVP, so you could try and be the first.
I don't know. I think there is.
Is there? Okay.
I'm not sure, but if there is, I think if there isn't, I knew.
We need to get you there first.
No, I knew people that are like,
Yeah. Okay.
they participate a lot in the
Yeah.
really in user groups, or they share a lot of experience, and of course the experience that they have.
Yeah.
And yeah, but right now I think MVP is like for people that really are like have a lot of experience.
Yeah. Yeah. A
They
lot of
contribute a
knowledge.
lot,
Yeah.
contribute a lot to the platform
Mm.
at the same time. And and I think those are one of those are the what it's really to become an MVP,
Yeah.
what they need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now I don't see, like, I don't know, I will not say next year or
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
the year after
Yeah.
on. And but it's of course one of the things that
Yeah. It's good to have it
one
as a
day,
goal.
one
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
I don't know, but one day,
Let's
but of
see.
course I think a lot of other people wants to
Mm.
become, if they are a champion, it wants to become
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. That's
MVPs.
the natural next step, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
going from junior to
Yeah.
a mid, or mid to
Yeah.
senior, or
Or tech lead or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Moving over
yeah,
to tech lead. Yeah. Of course. I
yeah,
get what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
great.
And
Well. Yeah.
of course the other is I don't know, see, try to in terms not professionally, but going like more about UK, or to know more, like
Mm.
in terms of cultural,
Yeah.
and of course try to one day, because it is one of the one of the things that I want, and also my partner wants,
Yeah.
is like going back to Portugal, but
Yeah.
it's not like in short time. Like
Sure.
it's going
Maybe
to,
when you have kids,
yeah.
you go back.
yeah.
Get the family to help.
Yeah. Here is difficult. Yeah.
Ah, great. That's good. That's good. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak to me.
Yeah, I hope I was a good
Yes, you know,
guest.
it's always good to kind of speak to people, hear kind of their journey, the things they've gone through, why they are where they are. So I appreciate you joining to be a guest on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you very
Marcia.
much. Yeah, and of course, I wanted to say congrats to this project.
Thank you.
That I always saw the not the full video right now. The other one was really funny. Yeah, and I had to see it in because I'm a friend of Manish. And
Yeah.
and it was very good. And
Yeah.
Congrats. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's something that when we started, I said to my colleague, nobody's gonna listen. This is gonna be the biggest, like I wasn't comfortable doing it. We were both very nervous, and we thought surely nobody's gonna listen. And then when you upload it, you can see how many people are downloading and stuff. And we thought, okay, well, obviously people like it and they want to listen, so it's worth to keep it going. And we get a lot of, what we find is, the value it adds is when we're speaking to, especially developers from traditional code or more junior developers, we say, look, listen to the podcast. You can listen to guys who were where you were, and now look where they are. Or you can look at, juniors who have now grown on, your story, you've relocated, you've come to the UK, you're working for a very big company. Deloitte everybody knows Deloitte.
It was one of my dreams.
So big company, and that can kind of inspire others from Portugal or whoever who young like yourself who think, actually, you know what, I will go abroad for a couple of years, gain some, learn a different culture, get some UK rain, and then go back go back to the sun.
But I don't know, but I forgot about some things. Was that the environment is not like, of course, you can see that, like you can see like 4 stations in one day.
Yes.
And
Yes.
But like today it's really good.
Today is really nice.
And another thing, like professionally, is that I was very lucky at the beginning. I don't know if it was luck or I think it was the demand of OutSystems developers, but it took me like 1-2 months to find a job. And if it wasn't that, like and I if it wasn't that, I think we will continue to stay in my girlfriend's
You're lucky that you came to the UK with a skill set that was niche and in demand. So I think if you came in as maybe a React person, maybe it would have been a lot harder, because there are more React people in the market.
Yes, and they need experience. People. And as it is like really it's really easy, no, but it's like easier to learn and to start working on the projects. Of course, as you say, it's more easy to find a company that is looking for an OutSystems developer.
Exactly. But we're hoping it levels out and there's more developers around in the future. With the demand growing, OutSystems is very well known. Low code in general is gaining more momentum. So we're hoping that kind of increases the developer community, for our sake as well, for our job when it comes to finding people. So Great. Well, thanks for joining us, Marcio. It was really nice talking to you. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the latest episode of the Low Code Podcast, hosted by iTrack Recruitment, global leader in low code recruitment. Be sure to subscribe and see you next time.